Good evening. Hello, everybody. Hello, you. It's me, Candice, Sister in Bow. And guess what just came in the mail? Yes, the newest Mythagoria. I've been waiting for this one so much. I am home after a really long day and I am super tired, but this came in the mail and I wanted to look through it, but I wanted to look through it with you. I didn't want to look through it by myself. So here we are. Let me make sure I got you good and focused. Okay. So this is Dark Academia coloring book. This is Undead Academy, and I have been looking for this one ever since Alessandra Fusi started drawing a little more sanely and started making her images more colorable. And then, you know, she put out some that were some of my favorite Mythagorias and Mythographics. So I'm really, really excited about this one. I tried not to have too high of hopes because we know how that goes. But, So first off, the cover. Look at this witch and the snake. Now, if you're not into the occult or eerie stuff, you know, spells and goblins and ghosties and curses, you're not going to like this. But then you probably don't like any of the Mythagorias. So you're probably not watching this. So to all my other freaks out there who are watching this, look at it. Worship at the altar of scholarly nightmares. I'm just so excited. Color a hauntingly beautiful exploration of necromancy, decay, and demise. Okay, let's check it out. Yay! Yeah, for Mythographics, and honestly, if I'm to be honest, for Mythagorias, I can't wait for them to go to Book Outlet and be cheaper. These are my favorite books, and this is a series that is a no-brainer. It's an auto-buy for me. Whether I think they're fantastic or not, I just have them in my collection and I color from all of them. And they are a focus for me next year in 2025. And so, yeah, I have no problems getting these straight hot off the presses. Okay, this might be the first title page in my coloring career that I actually color. This is the cover. That is really cool. Okay, if you've been watching sneak peeks, and I'm going to bring in a little bit more because these are really detailed and a little hard to see sometimes. You've seen this one. She's been giving this one out as a sneak peek, and this is how I knew I had to have this book. Look at her. Look at her fabulous hair and her horns, and she's holding a pendulum, all her crystals, and this candle, the smoke is a skull. I mean, yes, please. Oh, so much fun. And I mean, she's beautiful. You can make her absolutely beautiful. Look at those nails. Oh yeah. And the Gothic structure in the background with the leaves. Oh, this will be a gorgeous page. Yay. I think I saw her in the making of this one. This is a Sphinx cat, but he's been all sewn together. So up here we have some beautiful flowers. And then we have this cat that is kind of undead. He's been sewn together kind of like Frankenstein's monster. And look at that old parchment paper. I love to color parchment paper. You can do it really fun and easily with alcohol markers. And that spider is just epic. And the broken mirror in the background, that is quite a page, isn't it? Isn't it? I might TV jet just to see if I can get it all in there. There we go. Wow. All right. Oh, wow. This was a well-kept secret. I had no idea there was a mermaid in this. Oh, my goodness. It's kind of a sea witch. She's got the eels. Look at the barren background. Like, that could be just barren land. It could be glacier. This could be ice and snow. And look at the castle back there. And then there's her. She has gills on her face, and her eyes are fish eyes. Oh, she's phenomenal. And then I love pages that are partially underwater and partially above water. Oh yeah, this page has to be colored. Yes. I'm going to make it really dark down here and just lit kind of around her. Oh, it's going to be spooky. Oh wow, this might be the first page I color out of this book. And I'm only 3 pages in. I love this book so far. Yes. Oh. Oh, cool. Okay. So there are things dripping from here, dripping into cups, but her eyes are also dripping. So you could make that some sort of weird fluid or blood or anything. Look at that beautiful outfit she has on. And look, there's a skull in the little tea cup. And look, the flowers that are growing out of her. Oh my goodness, sorry. The flowers that are growing out of her and the leaves, they have skull heads. And she has a third eye here, but it's closed and it's dripping. And then she has these little horns. Oh wow, that's intense. Yeah, that's intense. Who knew? Like if you look at Wanderlust or some of Alessandra Fusi's older mythographics, who knew that she would... Oh my gosh, her head is severed. I didn't even notice that. Look, her head is severed from her body. Yeah. Who knew that Alessandra would one day be doing these kinds of drawings? Okay, hands for some reason always make their way into these books. So these, there's a skull on the wall that's growing mushrooms, but this looks like plant tables, more plants, but the pots have hands planted into them. And I really like the way these hands are done. Zombie type hands are done in a variety of ways, but I like this one where there's actual holes and you see the bone, rather than like sinew and stuff. I don't really know how to color sinew and muscle. It's nice that you're just seeing like this one, like you see the bone. I can color that. And you're seeing the bones of the fingers with skin peeled back on them. Yeah, I can color that. And this one, look, this one has fallen off, but the hand's hanging on. Wow, that's wicked. That reminds me of something that you would see in Vengeful Forest, which is Shelley Carroll, not Veronica, not Alessandra Fusi. Oh, I love it. Okay, it's a crow holding a feather. You see that a lot. But then in the books, which we all love. And then one of these really, really old typewriters and dead roses, dried roses. But the hands that are clickety-clacketing on the typewriters are skeleton hands. There's rose petals falling. There's some kind of ectoplasm on the table. I could see this done in like pale pinks and pale parchment, like, you know, beautiful colors. I love to see pages that are dark and spooky, done in elegant, beautiful colors. It's like, it sprains my brain, but yet it's so wonderful. It just brings out a kind of a romantic, melancholy mood. This is very non-swoopy flowery for Alessandra Fusi. There is a lot of structural stuff in here, I've noticed. All of these have, you know, pointed corners and squared off, you know, the shelves, the Gothic backgrounds, the mermaid with the castle in the background. She tends to be very swoopy, and not as swoopy as Fabiana. Fabiana has a lot of extra swoopiness. But so that it's really hard to see what's going on in the page. Alessandra Fusi tends to all over the place. These are very clear images with very straight lines and very clear elements in the page. Different style for her, and I like it. I like it a lot. Alessandra, if you're watching my channel, which I know you hang on every word I say, this is phenomenal. This is what colorists can color. We can color these things, we can see them, and then we can do really cool treatments to that rock background and the crystals and the candle. The scarab. I mean, you could do a lot with metals and light shining off of stuff. This would be really, really neat. Make these specimen bottles lit up. This is beautiful. I love these kinds of pages. I used to not. I used to want it to have a character in it, but now that I'm having fun with some new mediums and with the play of light, I really like pages like this. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Creepy girl in a trance with a bloody knife, and then dragons, like serious, scary, bat-like, leathery winged dragons. And then behind them all is sort of a medallion or another Gothic structure, like what you would see in the top of a cathedral or something. Oh, she's wicked cool. What's she doing? Reaching out to pet? Oh, Fluffy. Reaching out to pet the dragon. Come here, kitty, kitty. Oh, this one's cool. These are cool dragons. I like dragons that are like real. Not necessarily, I mean, I like cute cartoony dragons too, but it's fun to color dragons that are actual and make them look like terrifying like these are. These are almost gargoyle-like dragons. That is neat. And the fact that it's round and then framed, you know, there's very little background in any of these, isn't there? Are they all framed? They all might be. Is Mythographics always framed? They are, aren't they? Yeah, that's another reason I love them. Okay. She's awesome. She is awesome. Look at this face. She doesn't have a chin. It's like the beak is actual part of her. Oh, she's neat. Oh man, she is cool. That is a character I can really get behind. All of the lines in the, wow. And her cloak and hat, and then all the parchment pages. The trees, the book, the moon. Yeah. This is phenomenal. I'm liking this one as much as I like Poison Passion. This one reminds me a bit of Poison Passion. Just beautiful, beautiful pages. But such clear imagery. Like, Alessandra must have gotten the memo. Because this is one of the most colorable mythographics there is. That is awesome. The emotion in their faces that she caught. Look at that emotion. Wow. These are so clear that they're almost like simple, you know? They're not highly embellished. These would be pretty fast colorings. They're not. Yeah, with the right mediums, you could really have a lot of fun with this. Oh, she's cool. Like a gypsy woman with that canine-like skull mask. It's a mask. What's she in front of? The moon? Look at all those cards. This would be fun for a tarot coloring. Look at her. Her eyes. I'll have to look at wolf eyes because that may be very close to what a wolf eye is. And her long nails and her thick, thick hair. Yeah, she's like a wolf woman. And all of the jewels hanging up there and the spider webs in the back. So many opportunities for bling. Winter would love this. Blinging it up. Oh. I love these bottles with well, this is drippy sealing wax. That's drippy candle wax. These really ornate bottles. And then all the books. We love hate books, don't we? We love to color them, but there's always so many in a page. And then she does this really thick, gorgeous hair. She has like skull barrettes. And then, you know, she's got like some extra skin sewn on as a mask maybe, but then she's got those amazing tusk-like fangs. Maybe she's the science teacher at the Undead Academy. That is neat. I'm inspired. I'm very inspired by this book. There's so many things. I mean, this with the cracked glass would be so much fun to play with. Oh, and a moth. This is just a beautiful, simple item. An item in a what looks like what do they call those where they learn astronomy? Planetarium. Now here's a student, it looks like, studying with her pet snake, dragon snake. In her dorm room, maybe. I love it. I love the combo of like magic and eeriness and, you know, relatable. Just a student studying her books with her cute little socks and shoes, and yet she's got these giant horns and pointy ears, and that's such a fun page. That's a really fun page. Just like coloring a school page. You know, school scene. What a fun, I think this is endearing. I like it. Woo! Okay, he's like a dark arts teacher. He's a defense teacher. Fighting teacher. That is a cool werewolf. I'm always looking for really good werewolf pages, and I don't know why. I think they're just cool creatures. And that one's cool with the smoky, ghosty, powerful stuff coming out of his eyes. And again, this Gothic structure, that's almost the same structure as we saw back in the beginning. Yeah. But this is, yeah. So she really has made a school, has made, and you might have just heard the fan of my, I was too excited. I turned off my fire, but the fan was still blowing, but I was too excited to get started on the book. So, whew, now that fan's done. It's annoying. Look at that. And then there's like the sky and the moon in the background. He's like in a tower of some sorts with the candles and books around him. She really has made a world. This is a whole world. It's not just individual pages. She's made a school. Those are scary rats. Again, they've got horny pieces all over them. Tusky pieces, and then like sewn skin. And then there's falling crystals and parchment and a bookcase. Yeah, that is... Wow. Ooh, I love this one. It's all bottles, but they've got sealing wax on them, and that's possibly a tongue. All kinds of fabric and things sealing them, and labels. There's a little bird skull. These funny little guys. Something's growing out of this one. Huh, that is fun. Let me show you close-ups. That is really neat. What are you guys thinking about this? I am loving this one. So far, I haven't really seen, there we go, I haven't really seen any pages that I wouldn't color. This one is living up to my expectations I'm trying not to have. Oh, she's beautiful. Her fingers are on fire. Oh, yeah, she's wicked beautiful. So she's standing in front of... No, she's not in front of it. She's looking through. This thing is on her. Her head's poking through and her arms are underneath it, and it's metal. It looks like it's metal. And it's got astrological signs. It's got runes on it. It's got planetary signs on it. It's got Kabbalah type signs on it. And then there's her with her magnificent horns. Look at just 2 sets of horns. And then those eyes and the blood and the moth. And she's got fire everywhere. You could make this so cool. Oh my gosh. With some really deep reds and burning fire, yellow. Or you could make it even bright greens. Make the fire green. Oh, that might be fun. Greens and a vivid pink. Anything goes in these pages. Oh my gosh. Look at this one. So creepy lady smiling. For some reason when they're creepily drawn and smiling, it makes them all the more creepier. Playing Ouija with some people that may not be among the living anymore. Look at her face. That's a great face. And the plants around her. I love the addition of just like these innocent, full of life plants. There's the Ouija board. And then, yeah, some of those folks have seen better days that are playing with her. And then she's got just some paraphernalia, decorative stuff around. Oh, wow. Another student. Again, I mean, there's a lot going on here, but it's easily discerned. You don't have to try to figure out what's what. I'm just kind of blown away by that. If I'm repeating myself, it's because I'm really surprised. This is very different from Alessandra's normal style. Super different. Yeah, even her calmer books, which are colorable, are not this clear. This is very, 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 I don't know the word. It comes through so easily what it is, and which means it's giving me ideas right off the bat for color palettes, how I want to color it. I'm not sitting here going, what's that and what's that, and have to figure it all out before I start. Look, they've trapped a fairy in there, but the fairy's dead. And these hands are kind of disembodied amongst the plants and the bees. I love this one. This one could look like it could come out of Vengeful Forest too. Or Fairy Wonder. Well, no, Fairy Wonderland's not a Mythagoria, but I am loving this one. It's different than any of them. It's different than Poison. It reminds me of Poison Passion because of how much emotion and how much is being told in these scenes. But Poison and Passion has a very gothic romantic feel to it, where this does not. Which I kind of appreciate. There's a lot of gothic romance already. I mean, Fabiana has 2. She has Haunted Hearts and the other one that is basically almost the same book with different images. They're just very romantic, and I kind of was looking forward to something that wasn't romantic. Because Poison Passion is very romantic too, but it's one of my favorites. But this is just scenes from people doing their thing. Here's the music. Here's a music student, and her music is commanding rats. Oh, but wait, these rats have 2 heads. So, yeah, it's kind of a twist on a Pied Piper thing. And I love coloring these kinds of big fabric-y curtains. Again, these are really colorable. Super colorable. Oh, she's cool. Another thing I didn't know about Alessandra, I didn't know she could draw people like this. She hasn't shown us this before. She's good. She's really good at people. Her faces, her hands are good. Here she has a dragon killer. This dragon has been slain, cut in half, with the head skewered on her sword. But look at her face. The expressions she gets. Who is she reminding me of that can do expressions so well? Is it Joseph Kattenbach? One of them, I think Joseph, has very small people in his pages if he has people at all, but you can tell their emotions right off the bat. Oh, she's neat. Okay, here's another heart, my Mythagoria group. I've got another opportunity to try to color a heart. I got to come up, there's so many of these have a human heart in them, or an animal heart or something heart, and I've got to learn how to color them. I need to just start looking at images of hearts because my hearts never look right. A heart being weighed with a feather. Oh, wait! That's out of a book or a play. That your heart has to be as light as a feather, that you'll be weighed, and it's like some kind of judgment, and your heart needs to be as light as a feather, and she's being crowned. Let me know if you know what that's from. That's neat, huh? I like it. Where do these artists get the ideas? Like, okay, I could see this, but then add to it, she's got 3 arms, not 4, a nice odd 3 number, putting a crown on her head, but they're coming out of this, is it a mirror, another dimension, and then feathers, it's just like it says so much in just this one. She's wearing a veil, so it's some sort of ceremony. Okay. Oh, here's one of our like pinup girls. She is missing some skin, got a little goo going on, and she's got skull balloons and tickets to the freak show. Oh, somebody please do this in like candy colors. This needs to be done all cute and sweet. Like manga candy colors. Is that not cool? That's cool. Again, the hair. She's got this really voluptuous hair. Oh, I like this creature a lot. This is a professor at the school. And here's that structure again. So that must just be like the windows of the school because you've seen it a few times now. This one is like the wise mage. He could be a teacher of magic in the school. Look at his legs. He's got a really big upper body and short legs. Kind of scrawny wolf legs or something. Maybe not a werewolf, maybe something else. With this awesome cloak with a giant hood. Oh yeah, all that fabric. I like to color fabric. Neat. Oh, I love this book. I'm so excited about getting into this one. Another carousel. There's one in, is it Frozen Nightmares that has the Frozen carousel? It's always fun to have carousels with skeletonized carousel horses. But I like the pumpkins around the top. So this would be a fun one to do for Halloween. It also could be done, it could be done anytime. But the jack-o'-lanterns around that make me think Halloween. Yeah, I might save that for next Halloween. Oh. Oh, I like this one. Oh boy. I don't know. This might be my favorite. Look at her. Just wow. She's got the scary stuff. She's holding an umbrella. I love it when they've got parasols and stuff is dripping from it. She is wearing this cute little dress. It's adorable. And then there's water, like splashing around. There's water splashing around her. And then these fantastic skeletonized deep sea fish. Like prehistoric fish. Oh, that is really cool. I would really have to think about how I'd want to do this one. But it's phenomenal. Yeah, this. I won't do this one first, I don't think. This is fantastic. Wow. How did she come up with those ideas? Look at this lady. Okay, the 3 eyes, in case you don't like it, there's a 3rd eye, warning now. All that beautiful hair and the crown and this gorgeous outfit she's got, and a big old fat snake in a mirror. This is neat. She's coming up like out of a portal, out of the frame. See, this is really fairly simple page. I love the poison bottle in her hand. I love her fangs. It would be very easy to do this. Oh, that's a Beauty and the Beast type page. Oh, I love it. So this would be like prom night or some sort of ball that the school is having. I love it. And she's beautiful, but not still touched with a bit of wickedness. I would say she's a wicked girl. And look at her date. Meow. Or should I say woof? What's he got wrapped around him? Oh, it's just a string. Maybe it's some sort of traditional thing. She's holding one end of the string and he's holding the other. Maybe it has to do with the dance. She's got her outfit's kind of flamenco looking. And the big moon behind them. Is that not a beautiful page? I like that. That's magnificent. Maybe a fun one to do in February for Valentine's Day. Yes, anytime there's a plague doctor mask, I'm for it. Oh my gosh, I say buzzard. I know they're not buzzards, they're vultures. Here in the Northwest, in Oregon, in the Midwest, in the United States, we call them buzzards. But like I've said before, my raptor friend would roll her eyes and sigh heavily and tell me once again, there's no such thing as a buzzard. They're turkey vultures, but I like to call them buzzards. But so there's a vulture there. And look, here's the structure of the school again. And this is maybe I bet it's like a poisons teacher. Potions teacher. Wearing the black flag mask. Black flag. That's from my childhood. Black plague mask and gloves. Stirring something that's potentially deadly. Hence the vulture hanging around. That one's cool. If you hear something in the background, that's Jack. He's snoring. He's sound asleep. He's had a busy day at Grandma's house today. And he's snoring. You hear that? Look at this devil. Okay, she's conjuring him and seems fairly confident. I love her little schoolgirl outfit. Look at her pendulum. It's got an eye on it. She seems to be pretty confident in conjuring up this devil. I think Jack needs a CPAP machine. And look, the big skull there. I love it. This one's great. The movement is awesome. He definitely needs a CPAP. Oh, again, hands coming out of a graveyard. I should count how many pages in books I have of hands coming out of a graveyard. It's like every single spooky book I have has this. It's a popular trope. Funny thing is, I think I have yet to color one. Oh, she frightened me. Oh, her face. Her face. Why does the camera keep doing that? Her face is completely frightening. That is scary to me. Look at the chains and the chain to lights, and she's flying through the air. She's like some sort of crazed banshee thing. Oh, she's scary. But how fun will she be colored? Especially with the spooky house behind her. Spooky mansion house. Yeah, some of you did some really great spooky mansions around Halloween time. I'll have to look at your pages and see how you did that. Okay, that's creepy. These are doll parts inside a gumball machine. The spider's taking off with one of the eyeballs. Ew. So maybe this is something in the school? Some sort of cursed object. Oh, she's cute. I know. She's got long claw-like nails and one black eye, but she's cute. Look at those pigtails. She's a doll. So oh, I didn't realize these were her wings. Oh, she has cool wings. Yeah, she's a cool character. And she's out in a tombstone, conjuring up the dead. Oh, that's cute. I like her a lot. She will be fun to color. She's got sass. Why did you make me laugh? Oh, he's a three-eyed fat toad, but somehow he's funny. And he's got all sorts of little things percolating. I think he's a professor that can change himself into a toad. And he's got, frog skeleton and formaldehyde or something. And he's going to teach transformations. Transfiguration. I'm going to make up a total story about this. This guy, that beast is cool. This guy, look, he's smoking a cigarette and the smoke is turning into a scary skull. He's a teacher as well. I want to say I was going to say he's an administrator, but I think he's a teacher too, but I can't. He's sort of a dandy and sort of full of himself, I think. Trying to figure out what he must teach. And why does he have this creature? I have to come up with a story for him. I like him a lot. She really, just looking at him, you can kind of get a whole sense of who he is and what his personality is like. I don't remember her being this good, showing off that talent in other books, that she's really good at caricatures. I love this. This is a student studying how to make voodoo dolls. Little puppets. That's neat. It's from the perspective as if those are our hands and we're looking down at our project. That's really neat. I like that perspective a lot. Okay, she's freaky deaky. Maybe she's like a dorm matron or something. So her eyes have been pecked out or something. She's got bandages, but she has a steel collar on her neck chained to this dead bird, which they're both chained together by their neck. That is really weird. I feel like this bird sees for her. Her outfit is beautiful. I would have so much fun with this corset. And she's in front of that structure again. So I feel like many of the characters that are in front of these big structures are teachers at the school. She's probably the most frightening one I've seen, though. She's beautiful. She is one of the more compelling, for me, she's really fascinating. Why is she chained to this skeleton? It's like an owl skeleton. I've never had a book before where I felt like I wanted to make up stories about the characters in it. But these are, it's more than just like, ooh, gore, blood, guts, which is kind of what we get from Fabiana, which is fun. But I kind of prefer this. It's less, actually, there's been very little blood, gore, guts, hasn't there? It's been more like spooky scenes that tell a story. I don't think there's a Mythagoria out there like this. I really feel like Alessandra had a world in mind with characters in it and then drew it. This one's great. She can put on different faces. And they're all hanging there waiting for her to use. It's like her wardrobe, trying on different faces for the day. I feel like she's the head mistress of the school. Oh, she's beautiful. She's super creepy. There's a lot of spider women out there, but this one, I mean, she has moth wings and spider legs and some sort of, I don't know, is she pregnant? That terrifies me. And look, she's got kind of a moth head. Her legs are fuzzy. She's sort of a moth spider, praying mantis. She's all insects. She's an insect woman. And she's great. Oh, she's beautiful. With all the flowers around her. This will be another one I want to do right away. She's beautiful. I think I'd want to make this glowing. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so she has constellations drawn on her, sort of. And she has these flowers and these magnificent horns with crystals coming out of them and crystals out of the top of her head, which is very cool. And then look at that face. She's got an eyeball in her mouth and like no eyeballs in her eyes, which are open. I would make those like galaxies in her eyes. And then her shoulder pads are skulls. And that bird skull around her neck. She is cool. She is really, really cool. She's like a fortune teller, like a prophecy teacher. She's very wicked. Oh, I love her. Wow. Wow, this book is, wow. Wow. Look at this creature. What a beautiful witch that she drew there. She's just a beautiful lady. And then look at the creature she's riding. It's like a llama. It's like a llama from hell. That's what it is. What happened and why does it have this? It's got a huge tail, but it's just vertebrae. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's a cool creature. I don't know what it is. And is it in front of a tree, near a tree? I never know what to do with these trees that swoop like this. Sometimes that's a sign of AI, just FYI. If you're looking at a book that has like, Tatiana Bogema-Stolova does it on purpose. She'll do mushrooms that kind of do that. But sometimes that's an AI bot that has copied that. And you'll see because it doesn't connect anywhere and it's weird. This one's weird and doesn't connect anywhere, but we know it's not AI. Maybe she's up in the tree. No, she's on the, I don't know where she is. If she's up in the trees or if she's flying. That's really cool. I love it. I love the creature. And the creature's got these like tentacle-y things growing out of it. Very strange. She's almost funny. She's the music teacher. Look at her face. Look at that nose. Look at that awful mouth she's got. That's awful. And then she has tentacles like an octopus. Oh my gosh, that's so she can be a one-lady band. A one-man band. She's going to have a banjo over here and a harmonica and a xylophone. That's cool. And here's your opportunity to draw bubbles. Color bubbles. I like her. She's freaking crazy, but I really like her. Okay. What happened to your, what are you doing with your mouth? What is this? This says Slayer? Slayer? I don't know. Is she a vampire slayer? She's in front of these things again, so I want to say she's a teacher because I'm making that up. Yeah, okay, this is garlic hanging. Her stake says Slayer and is dripping blood. She's got what's holding what looks like a Bible, but she looks like she might be a little demonic herself, so she's like a demonic, and she looks like she may have helped herself to a little blood, so that's funny. That's really funny. Again, the whole thing tells a story. This is exciting to me because I can make up a story about this page and then color it according to the story that's in my head. If I feel like I'll really relate to it, instead of just coloring elements and picking out palettes and stuff, I'll have actual story to tell. And that's going to affect what I do, what mediums I use, what colors I choose, how I choose to color it, what I choose to emphasize on the page. I'm really excited about this book. I don't think, I mean, I have books that tell stories, but they're not Mythagorias. I mean, most of the time, gory horror is just like a horrific image. That's all it is, just a horrific image. But these are storytelling. These remind me of the Fates, but there's only 2 of them. It's beautiful. These women, too, are beautiful. Maybe they're fortune-telling class. Okay, yeah. Haunted Hearts, Darkest Desires. Those 2 are very similar. They're Fabiana's kind of gothic romance stuff. Poison and Passion is dark romance too, but it's very, very different than Darkest Desires and Haunted Hearts. Nightmare Cabaret is way different. That's the circus one that I love. Vengeful Forest is the foresty one by Chili Carroll that I love, love, love. It was my very favorite of all of them until Poison and Passion came along. Poison and Passion is just beautiful. So those 2 kind of share top billing for me. Frozen Nightmares is another one that I just recently rediscovered and really like. But these 2 are my top favorite, Vengeful Forest and Poison Passion, but I don't know. Once I get into this one might rise to the top just because how different it is. It's very, very different. And if you like pages that tell stories and you want to get into the story while you color, and spooky that isn't gory, there's very little gore in this. Very, very little. You know, there's some dripping blood, and there's some like zombie type things missing some skin, but I didn't see any guts, right? There were no guts, no brains, you know, none of that kind of stuff that you see in all the other Mythagorias. This one is, I used to think Night Terrors was the least gory, but now I'm thinking it might be this one. I like horror better than gore just because I don't know how to color guts, but they tend to go, now that one's going to be kind of gross because she cut the dragon in half. But that's the only piece on there that's gross. But, yeah, I know some folks are like, oh, I don't like all the blood. Well, this one has some blood, but really no gore. Just horror. So, yeah, I really love that page. Maybe I'll do that one first. Yeah, this is, oh, she's beautiful. This is just scary stuff. Oh, I forgot about her. Wow. Wow. I'm going to have to go through this even more slowly, like a couple of times. I can't take it all in. It all goes together. And you can see it all. Like, I don't know who she is or what her story is, but everyone else I can kind of fit in. This almost reminds me of Harry Potter, you know, the creatures that are out in the lake outside of the castle. In some ways, this is like a really dark, horrific Harry Potter. Oh, this one, I still adore this one. I can't. Oh, there's so many in here I want to do. So many. Oh my gosh, Alessandra Fusi, you outdid yourself. Absolutely outdid yourself. I would say this is her best work I've seen of everything I've seen of hers, and she's done a lot. Although the one, I have it here. Let me find it real quick. Fantastic Worlds is her other book that surprised me. That is just, and it's an older book, that is just, look, completely different. Like, again, this is the one I'm working on. Still haven't gotten any further. It's very colorable. It's, look, there's her people, though, with the big, thick, voluminous hair. Voluminous hair. And she's got the tarot cards. This is like her... Oh, this one has got fox ears and stuff. This book is, every page is a double page. So yeah, you're gonna color in this one, and they're big. But I love this one. But yeah, so this one surprised me too, because it was the first time I've ever seen her draw such colorable pages. And this was done in, this is a Dover publication, 2023. So this was last year. I thought it was older than that. So it looks like she started to get easier to color. And then this Mythagoria, wow. It's images like that are in here, but shrunk down to just one page to fit the Mythagoria style. Yeah, these are great. I'm so glad I just hit it was Yolanda coloring Biker Mama. She's in my Mythagoria group, and she's like, yeah, we could also go color out of this one. And she flashed the Undead Academy. I'm like, what? I didn't know it came out. I thought it was still a little ways off. So I went, click one buy. Yes, I did. And here we got it. Oh, so excited. So if you like Mythagorias, or if you like horror coloring, especially without gore, this one's beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Highly recommend. Wow. Can't wait to get started in it. All right. You all have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.